An interesting season for everybody, to say the least, and again, this is the final regular season game for both of these teams tonight. Binghamton gets the tip. They will start it off in the road green, UMBC in the home white. Some starting lineup changes for UMBC and for Binghamton, which we will tell you about in a moment, but here's Binghamton on their first possession tonight. A corner three up and in right off the bat for Oganelo Akuovo.
Good job.
Thank you. And it is 3-0 Binghamton to start. And here we go. You'll notice one name, Jacob Falco, not in the lineup for Binghamton tonight.
Leading scorer and second leading rebounder on the team. And a transfer from Gardner-Webb, where he played very well. And he got hurt in the Vermont game. I talked to him before the game. He said something twisted in his leg as he went to make a move. No contact or anything. He sat out Saturday. He said, and there's a nice answer from Piccarelli, who's in the starting lineup because of injuries we'll discuss in a minute. But he said that if this was a playoff game tonight, he'd probably be playing. Right, and he's sure he'll play Sunday.
And there you saw the starting lineup. No Keandre Kennedy, no Darnell Rogers. In their place, Jacob Bunyasek, who had a huge game the other day against Maine. And as you saw, Matteo Piccarelli here with the three. Here's Bunyasek for three, and both the new starters have contributed.
Jim Ferry's a genius.
6-3 UMBC, and the Retrievers lead it by 3. So again, a tale of two seasons here, John. It was Binghamton that got off to the great start, 5-2, and now they're only 3-7 in their last 10. It was UMBC that struggled early, and now they're hot down the stretch.
And really things started to turn around for UMBC when they went to Binghamton, when Binghamton was 5-2 and won. Right after the now famous come to Jesus meeting that Jim Ferry called with his team, and after he changed the starting lineup.
And that first meeting between UMBC and Binghamton was quite an affair. It was tied at 68 with less than 2 seconds to play. That'll be offensive.
Good defense there. And UMBC coming out in the zone. They have used the zone effectively in the last 6-7 weeks. And there you see Jim Ferry.
He's got a lot of coaching to do these last couple of days and a lot of lineup changing to make.
And he's got to go to the dentist tomorrow.
That's right. We talked about the root canal last time out against Maine. He had to leave in mid-canal, basically, to go coach the team.
Or mid-route,
either way,
depending on your point of view. But coaches are coaches. They had practice, they had a game on Saturday. He said, I'll come back Wednesday after we play these next 2 games. So I'm sure he's had a very pleasant few days.
First foul on Dan Petcash, the 6'4" junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. First on the team, it'll be UMBC basketball. So again, Piccarelli, Matteo Piccarelli, a native of Italy, and Jacob Bunyasek, the transfer from American, in the starting lineup tonight for UMBC. No Keandre Kennedy, no Darnell Rogers.
Bunyasek was again the first player out here when I arrived at about 4:45. He was alone, but he was wearing a wool knit cap because it was so cold in the building, but didn't stop him from shooting.
Yeah, Obang Mensah with the drive and the block there by Christian Hinkson. It's out of bounds off UMBC, and it'll be Binghamton basketball. And I don't know if you noticed the shirt that Bunyasek was wearing. Did you happen to see that?
I was focused on the knit cap.
It was a Batman shirt.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, no, I love Batman.
It's not the love. But the best Batman.
Oh, it was the original.
Was Adam West,
course,
right,
yeah.
Exactly. Did you ever see the Big Bang Theory show where Adam West was on and they were arguing about who was the best Batman?
Well, I did not, but I can tell you right now it was Adam West.
And he said, none of the other guys went to Julie Newmar's bungalow. I said, you win.
Akuovu with the bucket for Binghamton, and it's a 6-5 UMBC lead. There's Owens for 3. That is long off the rim and glass. Rebound quickly for Binghamton.
Retrievers have not shot a 2-point shot yet.
Petcash on the board, clearing it for the Bearcats. This has been a tight series all the way through since they both entered the conference. UMBC 21-19 through the first 40. And
nice move there
for Akuovu again.
He's off to a very good start, isn't he?
Who prepped at St. Anthony's, by the way, John, and won a national championship under Bob Hurley.
Bob Hurley, right.
And that was the final season for St. Anthony's. Unfortunately, they did not continue after that. Let's take a look at Akuovu, last time down.
And here you go, nice pass on the inbounds play. He had position there in the post, and he makes a nice move and scores. One of the reasons Binghamton has improved this year is, you remember last year, they actually won in here last year, and they hit about 53s. But that was the problem. If they didn't hit threes, they couldn't beat you. This year, they are much better inside, outside, although Falco was a big reason for that. And there's a nice
turnaround
move by
jumper.
Williamson. He's forgotten how to miss shots.
Last couple games, he's been the man. Had 16 first-half points against Maine. Up and no good by the crime dog, John McGriff, but the rebound up and in is good from Akwovu.
You had to do that.
I had to get it in there.
Okay.
You know, early on, I thought I'd get it in there.
Good for you.
Thank you. And
You don't want to use it in front of Freeman Rabowski.
No, we're not going to
Who
do
will be
that.
with us after the first
That's the big.
timeout.
That's the biggest news we haven't talked about yet
That's
tonight.
right.
Freeman Rabowski, the president of UMBC, is
Nice pass.
Oleg Mensa goes inside. Will be retiring at the end of the academic year, and he'll be joining us here on the broadcast a little later tonight.
And he will be doing color.
Yes, he will. And Akwovu again for Binghamton, and he's got 8 early with 2 rebounds and a block.
At 8 of the 11 that Binghamton has scored.
Akwovu on the season averaging less than 5.
Again, that's an example of the balance that Binghamton's had this year under first-year coach Lavelle Sanders, who was an assistant here before he was promoted after last season.
2 years under Tommy Dempsey.
Yeah, one of the good guys, Tommy Dempsey. Lavelle Sanders has done very good work. Lived in Czechoslovakia, nice shot there.
John McGriff with a nice stroke, lefty.
For your guy, the crime dog.
So now we're even.
He lived in, and I said your guy, lived in Czechoslovakia for 21 years. Played over there for 17 years, met his wife over there, and then coached over there for 4 years. I said, do you speak Czech? And he started ripping off Czech. And of course, I didn't understand a word of it.
That one rattles out for Johnson. It's the largest lead for Binghamton tonight, 13-10. They've hit 5 of their last 6 from the field.
I'll bet he'll recruit well in Europe.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
He's certainly got contacts.
As you say, great career and a great coaching career there.
Yep.
So let's see, he's spent 17 years, 22 years overseas he was. Pretty young.
He's only 45, you're right. Graduate of Seton Hall.
I think he played under George Blaney there, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, here's the, that's
First of all, amazing graduates of all types, including the woman who created the vaccine. Really proud of that.
Right.
With number 2 would be the number of people we are serving in the larger Baltimore area. And number 3 would be just becoming Research One University.
Now, talk about that a little bit, because that's huge financially and prestige and everything.
Sure. Most important, yes, they have me doing that.
You are allowed to cheerlead at any point.
They always have me do. But no, the key is that we've been there in the sciences, but to get there in humanities and social sciences and to invest in those disciplines. So we've got it across the board at this point. And the nice thing, they're doing well. The nice thing is that,
very well.
yeah, the nice thing is that we've got graduates and we got people on this court right now who are doing well academically. I like that.
Nobody better than Dmitry Spazievich, who's going to get his master's degree.
I love it. I love it.
Just to get you caught up real quick.
This is Freeman's version of doing color.
Yes. You know what? It's a lot. It's good, John. It's really good. Simone Wojcik for UMBC with a couple of buckets here. Tyler Bertram hit a 3 for Binghamton, so the Bearcats lead it by 2, 16-14. Freeman, I wanted to ask you about the R1 status. This is a very prestigious award. Please talk about that a little more.
Sure.
And there's so many different programs. I did a little research today.
Right.
Sustainable land-based aquaculture, higher ed leadership, and the list goes on and on.
Right. I mean, most important, we got faculty working in all these disciplines. I like the fact that we have students working with the faculty in all these disciplines, whether it's in biotechnology or it's in things involving agriculture, and that we've got athletes who are involved in all this work. That's the thing that's nice. It's very nice.
You were the guy who convinced the state to build this building.
Yeah.
How much has this building meant to UMBC?
So, the good news is we've had about $1 billion in construction in recent decades.
Wow.
This building is actually built by our students. The state has built a lot for us, but I want to say it's been our students who built so many of the buildings.
How did they build it?
This is with student fees.
Okay.
Student fees.
Okay.
Yeah.
95 million?
Yeah. Student fees is how we're paying for this. That's exactly right.
That's
we're very proud of our students. But overall, $1 billion in construction on the campus. But we're very proud of this Chesapeake Bay Arena. This Chesapeake Arena. It's a great place for this kind of activity.
Right.
It's a community builder. Right. It becomes a destination for the campus.
Yes.
In many ways. We love it.
John McGriff with a 2-pointer for Binghamton, giving them an 18-14 lead. Freeman, on this building, every time I come to this building, which has been for the last 3 or 4 years, 20, 25 times a year, I just take a little look around.
Yes.
And there seems to be other buildings popping up.
We just got 3 points. Thank you. Keep going. 2 points.
John, I love
You're
it.
the math nerd for crying out loud.
I get excited.
He's
I get
unbelievable.
excited. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But you know, so over 30 years, I mean, you must walk around this campus and just look around as well and say, well, that wasn't here 5 years ago.
Did you see what
I saw that.
You're right. Jarris was only 9 of 11 in that Virginia game. You know. You're a math nerd. You understand that.
I hear you.
Freeman, tell us a little bit about Jim Ferry.
Oh, a good guy who knows how to treat students, how to build leaders, how to build community, and a kind of a spirit that says, we can do this. We can do this. Great character. And that's what's so important. You know, when you got a coach who's got that great character, it makes all the difference in the world. And his experience as being such a seasoned player.
Oh, good play there.
Steal by McGriff as Hakeem Bird is checked in. And they convert the other way, a slam for Dan Petcash. Binghamton with a 5-point lead.
Hakeem Bird hasn't played much the last couple of weeks, and he's being asked to come off the bench. Sort of cold in terms of playing the last couple of weeks because of the fact that Darnell Rogers is hurt.
Freeman, I'm curious about Jim Ferry, just to keep that alive for a minute.
Yes.
You know, he came into an interesting situation here.
Yep.
Big footsteps to fill. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yes.
Did you talk with him about that?
Yes. Well, he had such great experience at wonderful universities.
Yes.
And quite a bit of success. He came in as an experienced, seasoned player, you know, and that made the difference.
He sold you in the interview, didn't he?
Yeah, oh, he was incredible. He
Yeah.
was incredible. He really was. Everybody loved it from the beginning. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I have to ask you, because you're one of the smart guys that I know.
Right.
The Ukraine is on everybody's mind.
Yes.
If you were President Biden, what would you do?
Yes. First of all, I would give us credit for that 2 points we just got, right?
And President Biden should do that too.
I can't do
You're
that
right.
And President Biden would too. But we're fighting for democracy. We're fighting for democracy. That's it. And you know, and we are so proud of the Ukrainians and the president there and what they're doing to fight for democracy and the way the rest of the world is saying democracy matters to all of us. And they are connected to us.
And sports plays a role in this.
Yes, it does. It really does.
Because the more that they say to the Russians, you can't play here, you can't play there, that gets very few things, I think, get Putin's attention.
Yes, yes.
But I think that does.
No, let's just say that we know when the world works together, and as our president is working with people in this country and around the world, it does matter.
Yeah,
it does matter. And so everybody's talking about Ukraine right now. And with inspiration, we are inspired. They're the underdogs, right? And
I don't know if you saw Saturday Night Live. They played the Ukrainian anthem to start the show. It was very moving.
Yeah. My students. I have students from that part of the world who are talking with us all the time. We're having educational programs to help people understand why it's important for us all to be concerned about Ukraine at this point.
We have a couple of guys on the floor tonight who are from that part of the world, not necessarily from Ukraine, but from Eastern Europe.
That's right. Exactly right. Exactly right.
So just to get you caught up, Tavion White with the foul here. Simone Wojcik, who was one of those players from Eastern Europe, from Poland, on the free throw line. He hits both, and it's a 4-point lead.
And many of the Ukrainians have been fleeing to Poland.
Correct, on the west side.
In fact, to the city where my maternal grandmother was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which is?
Wow. Now I'm going to forget. It's a hard name.
8 points for Wojcik off the bench. He's made a big difference. So I'll tell you a quick story. My father's from Poland, and when World War II occurred, he fled Poland, crossed into Lviv in Ukraine, and spent a lot of time there. Told us stories about that. And you know, when you're a kid, you don't necessarily pay attention like you should.
You think about it.
Now you think about it all the time. Exactly right.
You know what this is? This challenge is showing us how connected we are in the world. How we are connected to other parts of the world. We cannot
Especially
be
in
by
today's
ourselves.
world, right.
Exactly. And how important democracy is. It's more important than ever.
We almost lost it in January 6, 2021.
And we are on our way back. People are moving together, and we need that. And that's what keeps me hopeful.
He's got his hand on my shoulder. I love it. I love this guy.
My arm is sore.
No, I'm beating him up.
Listen, Freeman, you're going to have a lot of free time now.
Yeah.
So why don't you come by more often?
Anytime.
This is terrific. A two-pointer.
You could have a future at this.
Akuovu now with 10, I believe, for Binghamton, and it's a 6-point lead for the Bearcats.
Bearcats are playing very well. They're without their leading scorer.
Yeah.
And, of course, UMBC without 2 key starters.
Yeah.
And they're playing at a good
Nice
pace.
pass there.
Yes. Now, wasn't that graceful? Did he do that just with elegance?
Extremely
Perfect pass, too.
So Freeman, what are you going to do?
I will be working with national agencies on producing more scientists and working with universities around the country, including at Harvard, working with new presidents and provosts. So I'll be very busy.
What motivated you to get into education in the first place?
Because I know education turns.
Nice
look at it.
Call it, Freeman, call it.
Oh, and he makes it. Yes.
You remind me of Oscar Robertson when he was doing color on CBS.
Oh my God.
I love this.
My God.
Gary, we're not needed.
This is so great.
And there we
Neil
go.
Steele
Oh.
leads down to 2.
Binghamton is, we're getting serious here now, guys. Here's
I am so proud of my students. Come on. Oh!
You know, one of the things I love about you, and there are many, as you know, other than having to follow you after you speak at the preseason banquet, which I hated.
It's really hard.
But you never say student athletes.
Student
athletes. They're all your students.
That's right. That's
and
exactly
student athlete is redundant.
Yeah, right.
You have to be a student to be an athlete.
Right. And these are serious students, fine young men. Making 2 points. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, note to William and Mary.
All right.
Tied up at 26.
Right. Excuse me for not being presidential. I'm just rooting for my students. All right.
I like your version of presidential.
Love my students. Just think about them as the underdog and just the attitude they had to have coming into this game, and the coach working with them. And this crowd is with them.
The crowd is terrific tonight.
With them.
Johnson for 3. This will bring the
You have a degree from Harvard. I have to tell you this story. Tommy Amaker, the Harvard coach, is a good friend of mine. They always open the season with MIT. And when the Harvard players are introduced, the Harvard students are introduced, the MIT kids in the crowd chant safety school.
That's funny.
Isn't that great?
I've got an honorary degree from Harvard. My degrees are from Hampton, Illinois, but I do teach at Harvard.
It's good enough.
A 2-pointer for Akawuvu, and now it's a 1-point lead for Binghamton. Keep in mind, the Bearcats had led by as many as 8 in this game earlier.
What do we got here?
Spazojevich now on the floor for UMBC.
I think Tony Crisp just called a foul as Spazojevich was backing in, non-shooting foul. As you mentioned, he's getting his master's degree.
Entrepreneurship and innovation.
You got it.
And he may work here next year.
I love the fact that you know the academic backgrounds of these students. I like that.
Absolutely.
He's such a great kid.
That's 2 fouls now on Akawuvu.
That's important.
Yeah, it is.
He's their leading scorer tonight.
That's excellent.
And now your Don Willis has checked in for Akawuvu, and he'll sit down for Binghamton. Again, a 1-point lead for UMBC. But John and Freeman, the pace really, Binghamton has really pushed that pace in this game.
They have, and they only average 65 points a game. So this is not like that. There's Gerald and Kim's son again.
Beautiful.
Oh, this guy.
Exciting.
You know, this team changed when Jim put him in the starting lineup.
Oh, man.
Made everybody better.
And now it's a 12-2 run for UMBC. Willis goes deep inside and scores.
He got positioned so deep, Spazojevich had no chance. Jim Ferry sticking with Bird in spite of that early mistake he made. That's good coaching.
Owens a floater off the glass.
I'm just going to let you and Freeman talk. I'm going to relax.
Confidence, number 2. Confidence. That's that grit. That's that true grit.
It is that true grit.
UMBC.
In case you're just joining us, Dr. Freeman Rabowski, the president of UMBC, is doing as everything else is.
Yep. We are so proud. We are so proud.
It would take a PhD to figure out all the tiebreakers in those standings right now.
And we've got a full slate of games to get you caught up on during the night tonight, which we will. But UMBC, of course, in second place, as you see, at 10-7 on the campaign. And by the way, in case you join us late, a win tonight for UMBC, and they clinch second place in the conference for the tournament.
And we expect you to be with us again Sunday, by the way.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I might just take the day off. Sit in the stands.
Yeah, I would just relax, Trevor.
But see, my heart is pumping, so I tell you.
That's a tough move, but he can make that. He loves that step back.
Beautiful. True grit.
They're putting on a show tonight.
True grit. Come on, UMBC.
UMBC is on a 17-6 run right now.
Come on, UMBC.
9 points for Owens, who continues to be the master from three-point distance.
Especially with that step back. He's
Freeman,
worked on it.
Freeman, you may not know this, but Owens is the leading three-point shooter in the conference.
Is that right?
Number
I did
one.
not know that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Rebound, Spazojevich.
Great teamwork. Great teamwork.
Here's Owens again.
Lighten it up. We may lose Freeman here.
I can't take it. This is too exciting. I don't know anybody who's not here needs to be here. Oh my God. This lets you know you're alive. It's incredible.
The run's now 20-6.
I'm sorry I keep beating you up.
Annapolis.
Yes.
One of the biggest reasons he transferred here was because his family could see him play every night.
I love it.
And that is a beautiful thing.
I love it. I love it. Family values are important to us.
Good defense there by Spazojevich. And since then, they've outscored Binghamton 20-6. And again, I don't even need Freeman Hrabowski's math to figure that out.
What a pleasure to have him, and like I say, he will be sorely missed, there's no doubt. They are going to honor him at halftime.
Well, when he got up to walk back to his seat, the whole crowd behind us gave him a standing ovation. Great play by Spazojevich, I love that.
And look at the raw emotion on Spazojevich's face and body. Absolutely. It's a 10-point lead for UMBC. And again, playing with two of their top scoring threats without their top scoring threats tonight.
And their point guard. I mean, any team loses their point guard, that's a big deal. Now, Binghamton is also without its point guard. Spazojevich with a block.
Watch this.
This is the best move he's made all season.
Yeah.
Nice spin move there on the baseline. Tremendous emotion after he reverse dunks it. Great to see, because I am not as biased as Freeman Hrabowski. Nobody is. But I love that kid. I think he's not a kid. I just think he's a terrific person.
Comes up to us before every game, gives us the
shakes
fist bump,
hands.
talks a little bit.
And
let's watch the block here.
Clean block, no doubt. I don't know what the officials were consulting about, because it was a clean block out of bounds off Binghamton, but good officials will make sure they have it right, and this is good crew.
It'll be UMBC basketball. Not sure what woke the Retrievers up, John, but whatever it did, my goodness.
It was Freeman, I think.
You think so?
I think they heard him screaming.
I think everybody did.
That's what I mean.
Oh, I love it.
As a walk. Oh, he stepped on the baseline.
Turnover UMBC. That'll only be their second tonight. And Binghamton has committed 3.
Yeah, both teams have done a good job taking care of the ball. That's why the score is as high as it is, because they're all getting shots.
Retrievers putting on an offensive show here tonight.
Well, we know they can score, although you would think they'd be slowed a little bit by the absence of Rogers and Kennedy, their leading scorer, but they haven't been so far.
Just goes to show you their depth when called upon.
Yeah, I mean, Bunyasith and Piccarelli come off the bench, start, and they each make their first shot of the game. And Jim Ferry not happy with that call.
That'll be a foul called on Bird. But I got to tell you, okay, shooting obviously is going to put points on the board. I'm not questioning that. They picked up their defensive intensity in this game as well.
They have. I mean, Binghamton was very hot starting the game. And Jim Ferry there, not happy with that call. He said that was like root canal, that call. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, that's the first foul on Hakeem Bird. That's the 4th on UMBC.
And officials have let him play.
There's Bunyasith getting his hands in there. Leads to a steal.
And that's what you're talking about with the defense.
Here's Owens straight away.
Finally missed one. He didn't step back.
McGriff pulls it down. It's a 10-point lead for the Retrievers. It is.
Yep.
Turnover number 4.
When you catch the ball and you're running, you must dribble it. Even in today's NCAA world.
Full slate here. And let's take a look. The Albany-Hartford game has meaning. And that is a close call. New Hampshire, that's big over UMass Lowell. So they will solidify. You know what? I'm not even going to say. It's hard to know exactly what's happening. And there's still another game left to play on Thursday.
That's right. UMass Lowell and Albany. Or Hartford, excuse me. Vermont winning against Maine. What a shot.
Binghamton looking inside. Little triple-down defense for UMBC, and they steal it.
That was a nice catch by Wojcik, because I'm not sure Piccarelli was throwing it to him.
Here's Piccarelli.
Left. Right left.
Ooh, saved by Bird.
Good hustle by Wojcik and Bird. He's got dunked that.
Look out below, John.
If Freeman was still with us right now, the microphones would have broken.
I think we would have had to go off the air.
Yeah, no, I do.
Wojcik now with 10 off the bench.
he came in firing away, as he often does.
You know, we talked to Josh Pelletier.
Nice
Here's a
move
nice
there.
move by McGriff. We talked to Josh Pelletier before the main game, and he commented, Wojcik just sometimes has the ability to take over games when he comes in.
What did he say? Which game was it where he had 22? It might have been Vermont.
Bird all the way.
Bird contributing. And he said if an NBA scout had seen that game, he might have gotten drafted. Of course, NBA scouts only show up when Dick Vitale's in the building. Although, all good wishes to Dick in his fight with cancer.
McGriff with the drive. Let's watch the block here by Wojcik.
And that's a heck of a play because McGriff goes under the basket to avoid the block, and Wojcik still blocks it and doesn't foul him.
Right, he had good body control in the air.
Yeah, he did. He's a good athlete.
Great free throw shooter, better than 80%.
This whole team shoots free throws well.
And when a big man can shoot them, especially down the stretch.
Huge, because you don't have to take them out.
Three ball, nicely done by Hinkson, Christian Hinkson out of Queens, New York.
Leading rebounder on the team. Played at Manhattan before transferring to Binghamton.
That's 6 for Hinkson. Yeah, they've got some athletes.
Yeah. So he went from Queens to the Bronx to Binghamton because Manhattan, as you know, is in the Bronx.
That's true.
And why? Do you know why it's called Manhattan College? Because it was started in Manhattan.
And then they moved.
Yeah. And they kept the name.
You know, that's one beautiful thing about New York, and my family is actually from New York, and I know you. It's a professional sports town, there's no doubt. But how many great colleges
are there? A lot of really good colleges.
I love that.
Yeah. I used
a lot
to
of
go
good
to the college doubleheaders in the Garden, Holiday Festival, NIT, which was all in the Garden as a kid. Last shot coming up here for Binghamton. They're going to run the clock down.
Retrievers lead it by 9 as the clock runs down.
It's an important possession because it'll be Binghamton's ball to start the second half.
Ball movement here, getting Bertram open for 3. And a second try. And a 10th of a second left on the clock. It'll be UMBC ball, and that should do it.
So they'll go to halftime with a 9-point lead.
The inbounds.
Shea stepping up in the absence of Kennedy and Rogers.
Retrievers ending the first half with a 26-11 run to take this 9-point lead at the break.
Down 6 to up 9. That's a tough shot. Wow.
Nicely done off the catch and dribble. Tyler Bertram for 3. And he is their big 3-point threat, and the lead is now down to 6 for the Retrievers.
They can shoot threes, but as I said, the big difference this year under Lavelle Sanders has been that they've been able to get to the basket, too. And you need balance, no matter who you are.
Again, in case you're joining us late, no Darnell Rogers tonight. Nice floater here by Bunyasith. And no Keandre Kennedy tonight. So Bunyasith and Picarelli getting the starts for UMBC.
You hope, you've been told very little about the injuries, but you hope they'll both be able to play on Sunday.
Okay, that's the quarterfinal round, and UMBC guaranteed a home game there. A win tonight over Binghamton, and should they advance past quarterfinal, they get a second semifinal here as well. There's Hinkson for 3 in the wing. Rebound Owens for UMBC.
He can hit from outside. Made a 3 in the first half. That's a tough shot. Almost converted it.
Hinkson again the other way, picks up his dribble. As Binghamton again continues to push that pace.
And they had the whole night and turned it over there.
McGriff tried to enter inside, and that's a turnover. Only the, well, for them, that's their 8th turnover. The Retrievers have committed 3.
Yeah. That's a big Jim Ferry stat. Keep your turnovers in single digits.
Averaging 11 per game. Obeng-Mensah gets 3.
That was a great look-away pass by Bunyasith.
Bunyasith, good shooter, good rebounder, good assist maker. Yep, everything.
Yep.
And out here 2 hours before the game.
Works at his craft. And one of the keys to UMBC's season was how he dealt with going from the starting lineup to coming off the bench. Wow, that's a clean block.
Oh, Obeng-Mensah on Akuovu. UMBC with 26 points in the paint tonight. Nice ball fake. Owens inside, floater.
Well, in the first half, quick.
So here's what to note from that. If they hold on, then they are locked into a top 4 seed.
Right.
And then the other thing is the winner of the Albany-Hartford game
will be
also
locked into a top 4
will get top 4 seed.
And that's an offensive foul. That's not what you want out of a timeout.
No.
If you're Lavelle Sanders. The point I was going to make going into the timeout was UMBC shot 6 out of 14 from 3 in the first half, which is pretty good. That's the equivalent of 9 out of 14. But inside 2-point range, they are now 16 of 20 in this game. 13 of 16 in the first half, 3 out of 4 in this half. 16 of 20.
And a lot of good play from their big men inside, actually all of them.
All of them.
Wojcik, Spazajevich, and Obing-Mensah.
A lot of it has had to do with the way they've moved the basketball, the way they've passed it. They've gotten very good shots.
Johnson inside the lane. Oh,
that was a nice move, just didn't finish.
Hinkson now will drive on Obing-Mensah. Good hesitation, but it won't go.
Good tip back by Obing-Mensah to let Bunisic get that rebound. Retrievers haven't hesitated to move the basketball down the court either. That was a tough pass. Tough pass there by Piccarelli.
Hinkson inside, and the reverse goes.
By the way, tough is a TV euphemism for not very good, which is a euphemism for bad.
That's 8 for Hinkson, and the deficit now 10 for Binghamton. Owens, nice screen from Johnson.
And he's too open. He does better when he's guarded a little bit.
There's Bertram now.
Right out there on Bertram. Gets a screen, and Piccarelli went over the screen. Nice job. Very physical there. That's a foul. Tony Chris, great referee, but that's a foul I wouldn't call. Just let the 2 guys play.
Second foul on Piccarelli. Retrievers now just 1 for their last 5 from 3-point distance. We should mention a Binghamton win tonight. Certainly there's plenty of time left in this one. And that'll give them 9 wins for the year in the conference, which is the most in 13 years. So you've got to give first-year coach a lot of credit.
Yeah, no, he's done a nice job. Now they're only down 8. And 2009 was the year they won the conference,
correct,
but then went on probation the next year.
And that was the year after UMBC won the conference in 08.
And Andy Beard is the coach.
Lavelle Sanders doing a good job this year for Binghamton.
Nice move by Bunisic. That's what I mean by him. He's just fearless. Occasionally gets him in trouble. That's got to be a charge. The foul.
So that's the 3rd foul on Piccarelli. 7 points, 4
Piccarelli,
assists.
I'm sorry, I said Johnson.
21 minutes off the bench. Again, getting his first career start here tonight. There's McGriff all the way to the basket.
Yeah, he's good with that left hand.
Really is. And John McGriff now with double digits again. That's the 6th straight game that John McGriff has done that.
He's their leading scorer with Falco out. Only other double digits average on the team.
Got 21 against Mass Lowell earlier this year. And he's a local product from Glendale, Maryland, went to Bishop McNamara in the WCAC.
They just lost the WCAC final last night at the buzzer to Paul 6.
Here's McGriff again.
It's only a 6-point lead. Game's a long way from being over here. I think, you know, when the Retrievers got that double-digit lead, they kind of took a deep breath a little bit.
McGriff now with 12. Akuovu with 12 as well.
That was a good timeout, by the way, that Lavelle Sanders called when Martin got to 12. He refused to let the game get away.
Shimon Wojcik now in the game for UMBC. Bunisic, that one won't go. And Hinkson pulls down another rebound for Binghamton.
Well, he's their leading rebounder. He's only 6'6", but he's a good rebounder and he can shoot.
UMBC has cooled off now, just 1 for 6 from downtown. He's steal.
If not as good, that's a foul.
Oh, good body control by Bunisic.
Tough physically.
Watch it here from a lot of traffic inside, and the Retrievers take advantage.
Griff tries to go right. He's not as good going right as left. They steal the ball from him. Johnson looks ahead. Bunisic goes right in, gets hammered, and keeps his body under control and makes the shot. Big basket there for UMBC.
So Bunisic had 16 in the first half last time out against Maine. Free throw is no good. He's got 11 here tonight for UMBC.
That was a brick. You don't expect him to brick one like that.
Retrievers 11th in the country as a team in free throw shooting this year.
When you're probably going to break the all-time record for shooting by a UMBC team. Free throw shooting.
Well ahead, yep.
Another turnover for Binghamton.
It is. And that'll be turnover number 10 for the Bearcats.
You said that like you didn't believe me when I said it.
Well, because I saw Lavelle Sanders clapping his hands and a couple of the players clapping their hands.
He's encouraging his players.
Well, obviously. But you know I confuse easily, John.
No, you just doubt me.
Boom, you said.
See, I didn't like that shot because he's a righty shooter going left. So much time on the shot clock.
Yeah, that was early. Open man for the three is George Tinsley, who was checked in.
Jump ball, UMBC ball. And that was good hustle by McGriff to get the tie up.
What Munoz is putting in an effort tonight.
Like I said, I mean, there's nothing on a basketball court he doesn't do. He can shoot, he can go to the basket, he's a good defender, he can rebound. He gets up in the air.
He's played 25 minutes tonight. Leads the retrievers in that category along with Owens. Hakeem Bird is checked in now for UMBC.
Played well in the first half after that early turnover.
Tavian White has checked in for Binghamton along with George Tinsley. There's Wojcik.
That was a tough shot. White was right there.
And a flop warning is called here on Wojcik after the shot.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty good defense, and he did go down. He was trying to draw foul. But have we ever seen someone actually called for a flop? It's always the warning, and then they don't do it again.
Yeah, I don't think
what's the point of the rule?
Step back here by Hinkson, and again, it's a 6-point game.
Like you said, Binghamton's a solid team. They're not where they are because they're not good. Oh, Wojcik thought Owens.
At Manhattan College, and now doing it here for Binghamton. The Bearcats trail up by 6, bring it up with under 13 to play. Oh, that one rattles out.
I thought that one was down. So they may get 3 anyway.
Rebound. Wow.
They may get 3 out of this anyway. That was a great offensive rebound by White, who just came in a minute ago.
Tavian White, 6'8" from Prosper, Texas. Let's take a look.
In and out. White, it was kind of a long rebound. And even though White didn't have position, he got the ball and scores and goes to the line. Chance to cut it to 3.
Fouls on Spazajevich. That's his first. That brings Tavion White to the line. Also a transfer, a 2-time transfer from Clarendon College in Texas.
That's off UMBC. I thought it was off of Bunyasith. And Tony Chris says no. It
doesn't look like they're going to talk about it either.
UMBC ball.
And now Binghamton going to the pressure here as they've cut the lead to 4.
Well, I'm sure Lavelle Sanders is aware of the fact that UMBC's point guard is not here, sitting on the bench.
And their leading scorer not here either. So that'll be the job of Bunyasith to bring it up the floor. And now Johnson past midcourt. Owens with 14, Bunyasith with 11, Wojcik with 10. Retrievers, as usual, balanced scoring. Spazajevich now turning towards the baseline.
He needs to give it up. He did, but too late. He waited too long to look for somebody. Didn't fool anybody with the pass because he was so far from the basket, the Binghamton players knew he wasn't going to shoot.
Now the ball in the hands of McGriff. It's a double high screen. Hinkson open for 3.
Rick that one.
And follows a shot.
You should not give up an offensive rebound on the bounce.
Griff.
And that was another brick. 2 bricks on that possession.
One to the right, one to the left.
So if you put them together, they would have made a shot.
That was a dangerous pass by Bunyasith cross court.
I said sometimes his fearlessness gets him into trouble. Not that often, but occasionally.
Tinsley on Bunyasith. Now they switch.
Binghamton has really picked up its defense here. And just as I say that, Bunyasith nails a 3. That was a tough shot. Tough as in good because he made it.
Hard to defend that. Bunyasith now with 14.
That was a big bucket. I've said that 7, 8 times, and each time Binghamton comes right back. That was a flop. Okay?
No call. Now a call on the...
Freeman, come back. Listen, even geniuses can make mistakes. He left his cell phone here because he was so excited.
And you hunted him down, John.
I did.
You did a good job. Hinkson at the line for Binghamton. He's had a big role in getting the Bearcats back into this one.
He certainly has.
Second free throw upcoming. It's 1 of 2.
And by the way, this is mostly an underclass team.
I was going to say, yeah.
The guys who play, there's only one senior who plays. And of course, because of COVID, he could come back next year. And that's Hinkson, by the way.
Here's some pressure now. Lavelle Sanders, their head coach, really doing a good job in his first year. Again, a win for them tonight, and they'll have tied the most wins they've gotten in conference play in 13 years. Bearcats extending their defense past the three-point line. There's Owens trying to slip through.
Got a foul going in the basket. That's only the third team foul for Binghamton. The UMBC has 4.
That foul's on White. That's number 2.
Like the way the officials have let these guys play tonight. And I hope they don't start blowing the whistle all the time down the stretch here.
Ball in for UMBC. Here's Piccarelli, baseline drive. Good defense there by Bertram.
Sure was. Got his hand on the ball, didn't foul.
Here's McGriff now with 20 to shoot. Bearcats shooting 50% from the field. Retrievers 58. Bertram, mid-range.
Nice move by Bertram there. You don't see that much in college basketball. Shot fake, put it on the floor, and hit the mid-range jumper. 4-point game again.
59-55, coming up on 10 minutes left. Owens, little hesitation. Reverse is too strong. And before the shot, a foul on the floor. Looks like this one will be on White again.
It's a 2-shot foul, though.
2-shot foul, number 3. That's the 3rd foul on White.
I thought he was shooting when he got fouled.
And that'll send L.J. Owens to the line, one of the top free throw shooters in the conference. Neither he nor Darnell Rogers is eligible. I guess they haven't shot enough, but if they were, they'd be number 1 and 2 in the conference.
Well, Owens is guaranteed to miss this shot because you said what you did. Nope. You didn't jinx him. Good job.
He doesn't believe in that, John.
And it's most important that he doesn't believe in that.
Spazajevich and Punya sit down. Bird and Wojcik check back in. And a substitution here. Tinsley comes out for Binghamton.
And the Retrievers are going to have to make their free throws down the stretch, I think, to win this game.
Petcash comes in. Retrievers made their last 6 in the first meeting with Binghamton.
Which was critical because it was a close game.
70-68 the final. And Rogers hit the last 2 with 1 second left to go. Retrievers by 6, hanging on. Three-pointer is short, and I think this one will go over to UMBC.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I thought Hinkson reached over and got his hand on the ball. I think that's a good call by Nathan Hall, who you notice is wearing a mask while play is on. I think that's the first time I've seen an official do that this year.
Of course, they wear the masks when there's
timeouts. Yeah.
Retrievers by 6, 9:39 left. Here's Bird, had a big bucket in the first half. Nice pass inside.
Actually, it was not a nice pass.
It was hard for him to catch.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It was poor execution. Like you said, it went off of Wojcik's foot.
Retrievers now with 8 turnovers in the game.
You don't aim for the foot.
Oh, really?
No.
You want to try to aim for the
Except
hand.
in soccer.
Here's McGriff.
And left-handed shooter going right there. I'm not saying guys can't make those shots, but the percentage is much lower. I'm sure there's some stat geek who can tell you what this percentage is when you go in the wrong direction. That one went in and out.
Too strong from Owens. Catch and shoot here on the near side. Too long from Bertram.
Surprise, Bertram's missed his last 2. They were both open.
Bertram on the season, a 40% three-point shooter.
By far their best three-point shooter.
Piccarelli, a little too strong. Retrievers on a cold streak from outside. The only one I can think of late was Bunyason.
Yeah. Pulled up and shot from NBA range and made it.
Petcash.
Oof, that was a lot of contact there. Good defense by Picarelli.
Picarelli stands tall.
He stood strong. I don't know if he stood that tall.
Well, you love to correct me.
Yeah, you know, when I'm at home, I'm usually getting corrected. So
you take it out on me.
yeah, I do.
Gotcha.
Another turnover. That's up to 9, right?
It is up to 9.
He only had 2 in the first half, so Jim Ferry cannot be pleased with the way his team has protected the basketball this half. 7 turnovers in 12 minutes.
The Rivers just 1 of 4 from three-point distance now in the second half. They were 6 for 14 in the first.
There's a strong drive. They're going to call on Wojcik coming from behind.
And Hinkson again right in the middle of it for Binghamton.
Wojcik came to help from behind. Got a lot of basketball. No call there. I didn't see a foul, did you?
Well, because you were looking at the wrong guy, and I'm going to correct you here. It's on Johnson.
Oh, they called it on Johnson, who's in front. I thought it was on Wojcik coming from behind.
Okay, gotcha. Hinkson free throw is good.
There was a lot of contact both ways then, I will say. Could have been called either way. But I also saw Wojcik react as if the foul had been called on him.
That's true.
I think he did think it was called on him. He got trouble in New York City there.
13 for Hinkson now. He leads the Bearcats.
Interesting Jim Ferry's trust in Bunyasith, having him bring the ball up against the press.
Less than 10 to shoot. Wojcik. Got a lot of moves. 2. Picarelli.
That would have been a heartbreaker for Binghamton because they played great defense. Picarelli almost drained it from about 28 feet.
Griff trying to break down Johnson.
Again, the right hand is not as strong as that left hand. Johnson looks tired, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Griff definitely a lefty leaner, no doubt.
Just like me political.
There's the kick out. 3-pointer, good.
He had plenty of time. Good pass from the, most three-point shots, the best three-point shots are when the ball touches the paint, comes back outside. 1-point game.
61-60 with less than 7 minutes to play.
The Cougars need to get to that TV timeout. They need to get Owens back on the floor. This is where they really miss Kennedy because he can create his own shot.
Bunyasith.
That's a really tough shot, but he had to take it, and he broke their heart.
Huge three-pointer for Jacob Bunyasith.
30-second clock went off with the ball in the air.
17, that's a game high.
And he was going left, and he's a right-handed shooter, and he still made it. 16 Saturday, 17 tonight.
So the 2 guys who started tonight, Bunyasith and Picarelli, 24 total.
Picarelli has not scored this half.
Big ball movement here.
There.
Pet cash. Oh, Hinkson tough.
That's a jump ball, and that'll be playing in the tournament.
And they're leading by 15 with under 6 to play in that one. Here, what a game we have. Binghamton has cut a 12-point deficit to 4, and they've got the basketball with under 6 to play.
And they had it down to 1 until Bunyasith made that 3.
Tinsley inside.
Pass.
Nice. Oh, no finish.
It was a reverse, so it wasn't that easy a shot. Vel Sanders turning his back away for a moment. Oh, gosh.
Bertram
might
couldn't
have said
finish
something
that.
else.
Quite possibly. Bunyasith, he'll launch.
He's shaking his head like, no, I'm not really that good.
What a show. Bunyasith with 20.
He has been critical, to put it mildly, and Owens is back in the game now after the TV timeout.
Bunyasith with 4 threes, including 3 huge threes in the second half.
Ooh, that looked like good defense. That was a late whistle. Tony Crisp under the basket did not blow his whistle, but to be fair, Hall had a better angle as the trail. Let's see here. Yeah, there was contact, hip to hip. Good call.
Fouls on Owens, that's his first. Bunyasith, by the way, has just tied his career high. He had 20 when he was an American. They played Army.
I think I was at that game. Came off the bench.
There's McGriff. The swish.
Critical shot there from McGriff. That was a huge possession.
McGriff now with 15. It's a 4-point game. Well, these are always close with Binghamton, especially here.
Nice pass.
Back door.
Binghamton won here last year. Buniacek just doing it all. Maybe he should come over and do some color. Although they need him out there.
Yeah, I think they need him a little more than we do.
Look at that. Really terrific pass. And a nice cut by Owens. And he finishes in spite of the bump there. Getting him back on the court. It's a good move. Great minds think alike, Jim Ferry and me. Mediocre minds also think alike.
And mediocre and great minds.
They don't think a lot. They don't think alike, excuse me.
That's 19 now for Owens. The Retrievers by 7. So Buniacek with 20, Owens with 19. That's almost half of the Retrievers' total.
Timeouts at this point in the game. Coaches just say, get a stop, get a stop. That's what UMBC needs right now, a stop.
It's actually more than half. I can't do math. Here's Tinsley.
Nice rebound there by Wojcik with one hand. And they got to stop, see what they can do with it.
Retrievers will slow it down, work some clock here.
Yeah, that's foul. That's only the 5th, though.
So it'll be on the floor. Retrievers will have it.
Sorry, that's the 6th. Because Owens, I was looking at the clock, at the team fouls before Owens got fouled. So that's their 6th. So everybody shoots. Rest of the game, 6 apiece.
Second on Bertram. Tinsley sits down. White back in the game.
That's why I said I think UMBC is going to need to make some free throws down the stretch.
We're 5 for 6 today.
And there's another foul. And, you know, it's funny because Nathan Hall just looked at Lavelle Sanders and said, I'm sorry, I got to call that. That's contact and it affected the play. He's like regretting having to call the foul, but he had to call it.
2 on Hinkson, but more importantly, sends Picarelli to the line.
1-1. These are critical, like I said. Oof. It's a critical miss.
Front end.
Could have gone to 9, now it's 7 with a chance to go to 4 or 5.
80% before that miss. Under 4 now to play.
He goes left, he's tough. Oh, he got hit in the face.
Wojcik rips it away.
Wojcik saying, why didn't you call a foul? But 2 excellent rebounds by Wojcik. I don't know how officials, like I said, it's a very good crew, veteran crew. How they see, you know, a hand check, but they miss something like that. He was flat-footed. He was flat-footed on that. He didn't get into his motion.
4 of 8 now for Buniacek.
3.
Correct.
That was a walk, but it's turnover. I mean that.
First guy on the floor, only guy on the floor.
Yep, and I've walked in the last two games.
Now the Retrievers, it's funny you mentioned Buniacek bringing up 4. Now they got Picarelli.
And probably just wanted to rest Buniacek a little. I mean, he's worked hard tonight. There's another good pass. Great defensive play, though. To block that dunk, and that was critical. Now McGriff pulls up, going right again.
That's a tough place for him.
He's a lefty.
Wow, what a defensive play here by White. Take a look.
This. Gets there late.
Oh no, I saw some contact there. Watch it again.
There was contact.
A lot of contact.
Yeah, it's funny because there was a missed dunk by Binghamton in the first half that Nathan Hall called the foul, and there wasn't that much contact. He came over during the timeout and said, did you see contact? I said, yeah, there was contact, but not that much. He said, when there's contact on a dunk that's missed, it's a foul. And I don't disagree.
Yep.
But now Johnson goes to the line. Another 1-and-1.
So that foul's on
White. Free throw shooter.
That's foul number 4 on Tavion White. And so coming in for the first time tonight for Binghamton is number 2, Håkon Halvorsen, a native of Iceland, first recruit from that country for this program.
Let me ask you this question. Other than Darnell Rogers, last 3 minutes of a game, which retriever would you most want to have on the line?
You could choose, but I would probably take
Johnson
LJ.
or Kennedy.
I would take Owens.
Well, maybe. Johnson's pretty good. Just made 2 out of 2.
I mean, they're all good.
Yeah, they're all good. That's why they shoot almost 80% as a team. Rogers is the first choice.
You know, you could do worse than have Wojcik at the line.
No, but I'm saying who's the best, not who's just good. Oh my goodness!
Oh, Wojcik! Did you see that?
That was in the 8th row to to one of the members of the band.
Standing ovation.
Now, the Bill Russell blocks inbounds are better, but still, that was pretty impressive. 15 seconds on the shot clock.
John, I got to tell you, we've seen a lot of basketball games,
boy.
right?
Foul on the inbounds. That's just not a good foul because it stops the clock. It's 1-1, and it's 4 on Picarelli.
There he is, Szymon Wojcik, a native of Poland. One of the all-time great blocks in this arena. That is the 4th foul on Picarelli. And again, the Retrievers are down a couple of guards tonight.
That was a bad foul. I mean, why foul on an inbounds pass?
Let's watch it. Oh, this is the block.
Here's the block. That was not a foul. Unless the ball fouled the band member when it hit him.
Second of 2 for Bertram. That's a big miss.
Shocked to see him miss. Lead is 8. Now they try to work some clock. Picarelli getting a lot of defense from McGriff. Again, I think he's just trying to rest Bunyasith a little bit by having Picarelli bring the ball up.
Bunyasith with 35 minutes tonight. His career high was 37.
He's also brought the ball up against the press. Shot.
Owens tough.
Oh, almost.
Johnson!
And he got fouled. And that's a 2-shot foul.
Good work on the offensive glass.
And that's Nathan Johnson. Again, doing things that, in this case, show up on the box score, but he often does things that don't show up on the box score.
That's 3 on Hinkson. Johnson will shoot 2.
Again, Jim Ferry taking everybody off the free throw line because the last thing he wants is a foul on a miss that stops the clock. Rather just give up the rebound should Johnson miss the second shot.
Johnson doing Johnson things tonight. John, good floor game. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
And good defense. Oh, he missed the first one. So you know what I was saying about him being the guy you'd want on the line?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, we need Freeman back.
Do we ever?
Yep.
Oh, man, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun. I very rarely in my life said, I spent time with a college president and it was a lot of fun. Terry Sanford, who was the president of Duke when I was there, was fantastic. But that's pretty much the list, him and Freeman.
Lead back up to 9. McGriff all the way. And the putback up and in from Alvin. He's a pretty good basketball guy, too, actually.
He's a pretty good player, better coach, better general manager, better everything.
Yep.
And a great person.
Rivers do get it passed. Up by 7.
Nice
now
job
back into the hands of Bunyasith.
See what they run here with the clock about to go under 10. Owens tried to back cut, but McGriff went right with him.
Less than 10 on the clock.
Owens is their best one-on-one player. And of course he shoots a brick after I said that.
Down on the baseline. So now Binghamton with a chance. Still plenty of time left. 1:20.
And just run your offense. Don't necessarily need a 3. But again, you notice how Owens and everybody giving McGriff the right hand if he wants it.
Hinkson, that will go. Big rebound, Wojcik.
And good job by Johnson getting there to challenge the shot rather than letting him have an open shot. Oh, that's a bad pass.
Stolen by Hinkson.
That was a bad pass by Picarelli. Oh my goodness.
And again, pressure here.
Hold the ball, get fouled, get a 10-second violation even. You know the old saying about coaches, now it'll be 2 shots for Johnson. Old thing saying among coaches is, I'd rather you throw the ball in the 5th row than
underneath your basket.
Yeah, live ball, as the coaches now say. I asked Lavelle Sanders, because I'm always curious, when did you first hear the phrase live ball turnover? He said, in Czechoslovakia and Czech. And he tried to repeat it for me, and of course I had no chance. I can speak a tiny bit of Russian, but no chance.
Well, he didn't try to repeat it. He did repeat it.
He did repeat it, yes.
You didn't understand.
I had no chance.
4 fouls now on Hinkson. Here's Johnson, who's missed a couple.
A little sigh of relief from Johnson. Once again, Jim Ferry, nobody on the foul line, not wanting to foul and stop the clock. 46.5 seconds to go.
This is an important free throw here to give him a 7-point lead.
Make it a 3-possession game, even with the 3.
Got it.
Somebody should come up and make him pick up the ball. Johnson finally did. I never understand why teams let guys roll the ball at half court.
Good hands by Johnson.
Yeah, and again, he was going right, wasn't he?
And a foul called on the scrum.
That was a big steal.
Nathan Johnson back at the line. Great hands inside.
Again, goes right, and he's vulnerable. Johnson reaches in, makes the steal, gets on the floor with the ball, holds it up so he's not tied up, and he's fouled. Again, Owens forcing him right. He is really a left-handed player.
So Hinkson is gone now. That's 5 fouls on Christian Hinkson. 15 points tonight, 9 rebounds.
Played well, but he missed a critical 3 when the lead was 5.
And remember, Akuovu for them had early foul trouble, which really
was kind of a big difference in the first half.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They were like a locomotive with him in there.
He was like a locomotive. He was unstoppable.
Johnson, who missed 2 earlier, has now hit 4 in a row.
4 or 5. Didn't he hit the second of...
I think he did. Yeah, that's right.
After that miss, he's really come through. Don't foul.
Petcash, Johnson.
Foul here for Nathan Johnson.
And that should do it, especially if the retrievers can get it past.
Yes, they did.
And what a performance by Hartford this year under severe circumstances.
They will have played 18 conference games in 41 days when they finish their regular season Thursday.
That is crazy. And so
that
now
is crazy, by the way. It is. And as John Gallagher said to me, nobody else has ever done this. Nobody else has ever had to do this. It's true. His team has really, really hung in.
Top 4 seeds that'll get home games. Sorry, John. Vermont, UMBC, New Hampshire, and Hartford will open up Sunday in the quarters at home.
Right. And who they will play, we don't know.
Yeah, Hartford still has another home.
Right, another game
left.
And I would bet UMBC is going to play Mass Lowell, because that's the way life works.
Petcash from 3.
No, that was Bertram, but
correction.
Doesn't matter.
Petcash has the rebound. Here's Bertram again.